Well, hi, welcome back to Oso Victoria, where I sell on Etsy, eBay, and Poshmark. And what I'm going to show you today is some vintage items that I have that I got from an estate sale this past summer, and then some of the things I pulled out of my studio. And I'm going to start with this vintage 1960s pinwa set. It's a little red nightie, has the nightie and the robe. It has these pretty little applique, floral applique details with little pearl beads on them. Let's see if I can show you the label. It's kind of very light color, so I don't know if you get in. I'll show you real close. I don't know if the camera's going to focus, and then I'll go back out. But so 1960s nylon pinwa set, and here is the robe that goes with it, and it has the same little floral details in the back. Perfect for Valentine's Day. Here is a little red nightie. This may have come with a robe also. I don't have the robe. It has all this pretty little lace detail on the sleeves. There's no label on this. It has little ruffly lace on the hem. Very cute. Another red one. Here is a pink pinwa set. A little kind of bridal set with a lace top. I do believe there's a label on this. It is a gay mode from Pennies. Let's see if we could see that. I don't know how close I should get before it blurs out. It's a gay mode. So this is the nightie part. It's a maxi in pink lace. It has some mending that needs to be done. There's a tear. I think it's in the robe part. I may just use stitch witchery kind of to secure the fabric. But you wouldn't be able to really see it in all the folds and everything. But of course I disclose that, as everybody does with all their good stuff. It's a nice lace robe. So it opens up, goes around the nightie, and voila, romantic evening. And this nightie is a coral. And there is a tag. This is a Dina lingerie. Dina. And it's a maxi also in a nylon. So this is the front, but the back has a very nice drape, how it drapes here on the shoulders. Just a little peephole. I do believe I've seen other ones in different colors of these Dina nighties. And this is possibly an 80s gauze dress, a fuchsia. It is a midi, ruffles and crochet and a belt, tie belt. I've sold another one of these, a red one. This one is a ropa. It has an elastic neckline and a flounce. Like I said, I did sell a few years back a red one to another vintage seller. And here is a 1960s, feels like a cotton day dress in a folk pattern with a full skirt and a tie belt, puffy sleeves, back zipper, metal back zipper, cute little detail on the yoke here. And this is a Candy Jones spelt with a Y, not the one that's spelt with an I. I don't know if you could see that. I'll go close, see if it focuses. It might not. And then I'll go back. Anyway. Has another tag, but the tag is faded out, so I don't believe it had care instructions. That was probably the size tag there. So I'm guessing this is from the 60s. Really good shape. I did wash it. I did wash all of these. Here's one from the 80s. It is a Damon dress with a union tag. These are large sizes here, and it actually has the tags from the store. The lady at the estate sale that owned, it was not living there anymore, worked down in Los Angeles. She was a seamstress and got department store closeout, dead stock. Not sure how she came across, but there was quite a few garments in that haul with the tags still on the clothes. The tags for this one is $64 originally, and it's from Capwell. I don't know what store that is. This is a return merchandise, and it has the computer little things. Let's see, back in the late 60s, I did take computers. We were starting to learn how to do computers, and yeah, I was in the late 60s, and it was all punch holes back then. So this is a border print, and I'm not sure what these little fine pleats are called, because it's kind of gathered in, but they're permanent pleats, so I'm not sure what those are called. And did I show you the label? Damon dress. And here's another one, also with tags. This doesn't have the price tag on it. It is a Liberty House, but it's from Liberty House. That's what one of the tag has on it, from the store Liberty House. And the tag is Lady Match Mate. It's also union label. Lady Match Mate. Union label in a blue. It's this one that said double knit. It's machine washable, maybe the other one. So what I found out about Liberty House, this is also a large size, 20 and a half, is that it was a German family that started it in California, or on the mainland. Started in the mainland somewhere. And so Hackfield was the name of the dry goods store. And they started in 1849. And then they had an interest in Hawaii in 1898. But in 1918, during World War I, their property on the mainland was seized as alien property. But many of the families still lived in Germany. And so during this time, the nephew, Ehlers, Ehlers, renamed the store the Liberty House in response to the anti-German sentiment. And in 1969, they moved Liberty House over to the mainland. And then in 1998, they filed bankruptcy. And in 2001, they merged into the Macy's West stores. And that's the history of the Liberty House there. So I'm believing that dress was made on the mainland, because it doesn't say made in Hawaii on it, as some of the Hawaiian dresses do. And this is a two-piece, also 60s. It is a blue and white stripe seersucker. This is the skirt, a little straight A-line kind of skirt with a little side zipper. And this is the top, a little jacket top. You could wear it without anything under it, put a blouse or a tank top under it. Has covered buttons and fabric covered buttons. And this is a Karen Kane. And I couldn't find anything on this either. I thought I have heard of Karen Kane before, but I'm thinking maybe it's the actress. That could be Carol Kane. I don't know. And so here's another two-piece set. This is from the 80s. I think I showed a glimpse of this before. So this is the jacket, and it's an asymmetrical button-up front jacket. And the skirt is also an A-line with a kick pleat in the back. So this is more professional. There's no shoulder pads in this. They could have been taken out, but there's no shoulder pads. Has a little peplin. And the name on this is Sabino. So what I could see this for is a theater. I do sell vintage items sometimes from the 80s, different eras, to theater groups for plays and whatnot, performances. Here is a plaid. They feel like cotton. They have a back metal zipper. These are probably 60s also. Could be 70s. More likely 60s. Kind of a skinny, narrow leg. Just a plaid pants. No label. They are commercially made. You could tell by the stitching in the hem, it's that overlock type stitching that they did on industrial machines. Yeah, back in the 60s and 70s, I'm not sure they had home industrial machines. They're pretty straight stitch, zigzag, that sort of thing. Here, couldn't date this. I'm thinking this is a 70s. Could be 80s. It's a coral, peachy coral pullover, even though it has a back zipper top. It's in a large size. It has this Cumberland belt to it. Oh, cute. To tie it all up. Let's see, are those long sleeves or 3/4 sleeves? Big cuffs. That's what I was thinking, 70s. And with these wide cuffs, and this feels like a double polyester for sure. It is a Mr. Robert. It says dry, clean, or machine washable. Do not use chlorine bleach. So it must be 80s. I don't know if they talked about chlorine bleach. Okay. Comfy. Would be very comfortable. This one I showed before. This leopard print. It has well, how do you describe the texture of the fabric without feeling it? Yeah, this is 80s, early 90s, maybe 90s. It's maybe 80s with that tag. Gallivanter. It's got a kind of a slinky feel, but the fabric's not slinky. Dry clean, size 14. Yeah, I think it's the 80s with that tag stuff. Okay. And this is a 70s. It's paisley. I love paisleys. It's a Lady Devon, size 42. And this feels like a double polyester type fabric. And it has the gathered sleeves in the cuff. It has the gathered sleeves in the cuff button front. Just a nice, I like the print on that. Here is a ER Gear Art for Ringland. I'll have to let you look at that. Blazer. So like 80s. Let's see how long it is. 90s. In the 90s, the blazers were pretty long. New York. So it's like a tweed herringbone type. 3 buttons on the cuff, 3 buttons on the front, pockets. My daughter went through my studio and found some 80s clothes to wear to an event at her daughter's school. My daughter's a 3rd grade teacher. Her daughter's in 1st grade. So this is when she was in kindergarten. And so when she returned it, I just had her bring it here so I could actually list it instead of taking it back to my studio where all the other things are. So then I have it here and do that. This is a men's. It looks small. Nero jacket from the 60s, and I think it's European. It's called Signature Collection John Maurice by Berkston. It's a size 20. That would be a European type size. So I'm not sure what the fabric is made out of. There's no way I could get any of the threads to do a burn test on it to test the fabric to find out what it's made out of. It feels like a cotton though. Yeah, just a 60, maybe 70s, maybe 60s. Hard to tell sometimes. I know the Nero jackets were just really popular in the 60s. And it has a very strange cuff. It has a double cuff. Not sure what that is all about. Just strange. Paris Cardin. I believe it's a cotton. Of course, I won't know because the fabric's not in there. It's just a very nice quality men's yellow shirt, fitted shirt. Has the sleeves. It's made for cufflinks. On the sleeves, has more of a pointed collar, and it has a covered button placket here, which I thought was more popular in the 80s than in the 70s. Can't remember. There's the label. And I had this listed. I know I picked this up. I think I actually picked this up at the bins 10 years ago when I used to go to the bins. And I had it in my Etsy shop. And then I didn't relist it. You do, every 4 months you do relisting on them. And I didn't relist it because I thought, well, I should take it off. Hadn't sold because it had this little hole. And then when I pulled it out and actually looked at it and I felt the quality and some of the shirts I have sold before from the 70s. So now this shirt is just 10 years older, 10 years more vintage. So I thought, well, it is a nice quality shirt. It has kind of a slight sheen to the yellow, and just the fabric has a very rich feel to it. So I might just relist it. I did note that little tiny hole. It's really hard to notice. So, and there you go. And that's what I have brought out and put together. I'm going to be photographing and then listing those and get those done before I move on to the next batch of stuff I have sitting around that I'm gathering up together to get all photographed and listed. So then I'll be do a video on what sold for the first 2 weeks of January, followed up by a video what sold for the last 2 weeks of January. So thanks for watching, and subscribe, hit the bell, and thumbs up, and leave me a comment on what you think of any of these items that I have here. Really appreciate that, and thanks a lot. Bye.